Hey guys, it's Rhea here with allofourhomes.com, and today we're going to share with you another old house tip about how we saved $5,000 on our old house rehab. So I've been talking with a lot of my friends lately about their old houses. I think a ton of us are spending a lot more time at home these days, and we're thinking about all those different projects that we'd like to get to. I wanted to share with you a little bit about the historic tax credit, which is how we saved $5,000 on our rehab of our Victorian farmhouse that was built around 1905. So from one neighbor to another, let's jump into it. So how did we save $5,000 on our old house rehab? Well, let me just tell you a little bit about our house. So we bought our house around 5 years ago. It is a Victorian farmhouse style house. It wasn't actually ever on a farm, but it is in the farmhouse style. The land, it was purchased in 1905. We had an inspector walk through the home and take a look at all the different things that were possibly wrong with it, and he discovered a lot. So there were some issues with the sistered joists that were in the basement. There was some termite damage, and the joists weren't sistered correctly. And there were other different kinds of quirks and things that we had to fix. So we knew right away that we were going to have to invest in this home. And when I found that out, I started looking for different opportunities. And I found out through our local preservation society of our neighborhood that there was a historic tax credit that I could apply for. Now, 39 states actually have a historic tax credit program. So if you are in a state and within the US, you probably have an opportunity to apply for that. So you can go to our blog that corresponds with this, and there are links that and I'll also put that in the description box below, but there are links that will show you those different maps that I have uncovered for the different states that have this. But I do know that Virginia and Maryland and West Virginia all have historic tax credits that you can apply for. Now in Washington, D.C., I actually don't know about the historic tax credit program. I don't believe there is one, but you can certainly look into it, and I think that that might be changing. So when we did our rehab on our house, which totaled around $26,000, we ended up getting $5,000 back as a tax credit the following year. So you're probably wondering what buildings qualify. And I wasn't even sure if our house was considered historic. Now, our house is part of a historic district. If you're applying in Maryland, if you take a look on the Maryland website, they list all the different designations for your house. And I think if you do have an older home, you could even apply for it to be historic or to have some sort of historic designation. So then that would be a way for you to apply for the tax credit in the end. And which work qualifies? So there are a lot of different types of projects that would qualify for this historic tax credit. But I'm really just talking about personal experience with the state of Maryland. And there's a whole list on the Maryland website that shows what types of projects that you could do. It includes roof repair, chimney repair, window restoration, new doors or storm windows, new doors, floor repairs, repair to masonry, repointing masonry, structural repairs, plumbing, electrical, and mechanical. So if you are upgrading your mechanical system or swapping out plumbing, that probably would apply. Also, architectural, engineering, and consulting fees are included as well. So how much money can you save with something like this? If you have a $250,000 project, you can save up to $50,000 in the state of Maryland, which is a lot of money. So, and that is just within a 2-year period. So if you are applying for, let's say, a $300,000 rehab to your home, you can apply for $250,000 within a 2-year period and get $50,000 back. After that 2-year period has closed, you can apply again for the remainder, which would be another $50,000, and then get $10,000 back. So the most important thing to know about this tax credit, which everybody always asks me out of all my friends who own old houses, This tax credit you have to apply and get approval before you start work. So if you've already started your project, or if it's already complete and you're looking to get some money because you upgraded your bathroom or you already put a new roof on, you aren't going to get any tax credit back for that. I'm sorry. Make sure to fill out the basic paperwork and get your construction project approved before you start work. Now the time frame for that is pretty short. It took me a couple of days to put the application together, so think if you've got a week, if you are working full time and you're doing this in the evenings, give yourself a week to put the application together, send it in, and it takes them 30 to 45 days to give you that approval. And then you have 2 years from the date that you start the construction. So if you want to hold off for a couple months because you're just trying to figure out your finances, or you're trying to organize which contractor you want to use, you can hold off on it. And then once you start with construction with that contractor, then that's when the date ticks off, and that is the 2 years after that is when the date marks the end of that period. And then after that 2 years of construction closes, then you go ahead and file part 3 for your paperwork, which is a spreadsheet and keeping track of your invoices and receipts, and also how you paid for it, whether it's by check or you could show a bank statement. And then once that is all complete and sent to the historical trust, then they will send you an approval, and then whenever the next tax rebate comes through, you will get your money. So if you're wondering if you should apply, well, it depends on your time frame. If you have a repair for your house that is going to put you in danger, so if there's like a major structural repair that needs to be handled immediately, if you're missing a front door, then you should definitely take care of that right away, and you shouldn't wait to go through the whole application process to get this tax rebate. The same goes for people who like to tinker a lot. And I know that there are those of us who do, that you're kind of working on this house on the weekends, and maybe you'll get to the project, maybe you won't, or maybe it's a summer thing. This could be a vacation home that you've purchased and you're going to slowly work on that project over time. Well, this may not be a good fit for you either. Well, I hope that this provided some useful information. I've had so many friends ask me about this historic tax credit. It's definitely worked for us. I'm going to be applying for it again for the next 2-year cycle coming up because we have some other home projects to do. If you guys are interested in hearing more about that, please put something in the comments below and just let me know, and I can walk you through the whole process step by step. In the description box below, I will also put a link to our blog post that has other information about the historic tax credits. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and follow our channel. We will be posting old house tips every Tuesday. Thanks for stopping by our home.